All right, this is Photoshop lesson 3. I'm starting here. This is video 1 with the file already opened. Um, the first thing that we need to do is go to the crop tool and crop and rotate and eliminate the black. So you'll notice that when you bring the handle outside the corner, you get a directional arrow. You can click and drag to the left or the right, and that rotates the image. Once you kind of have it rotated to where you think it's straight, you can bring down or bring in the handles on the side to eliminate the black part from around your image. Um, Once I've done that, I can hit this checkbox up here and it saves it. Now you'll notice I have a little black line along the edge there, so I can go back to my crop tool. I'm actually going to zoom in a little bit and then just move this in slightly just to get rid of that black part. So that's step 1. Step 2 is to go to Image, Adjustment, Levels. And all we're going to do here is grab these little triangles and bring this in to where the graph starts to go up. Grab this in to where the graph starts to go up and click OK. Okay, and that was adjusting some levels. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go to Layer, New Adjustment Layer, and I am going to go to Color Balance and click OK to that message. That gives you this. Now it's tough to see with your eye right now, but there's kind of a little bit of a red cast to this. So I'm going to move this to say like -14, remove the green to +9. Those numbers don't have to be exact. And then I'm going to close this. You'll notice in my layers, it gave me a color balance layer. And as I turn that color balance layer on and off, my image kind of is more red tinted with it off. And that red tint goes away when I turn it on. I now need to make sure I go to my background layer. I am going to go to my rectangle marquee tool, and I am going to select down here in the corner. I'm going to change the color of these two brown tarps to something similar to this green. I'm going to go to Image, Adjustments, Replace Color. When I do that, I need to click on the brown tarp in here, and then I can come and click on more parts of the brown. I want to be careful not to click off the brown, but I want to get as much of that as possible. And then you'll notice when I grab this slider, hue and saturation, I can make it a green. I want to take some of the color out of it, some of the lightness out of it, and get it eventually to something close to this. With my eyedropper tool, I can carefully click on some of the brown parts. You want to make sure that you don't click on the water or something like that, or you'll end up with like kind of a green rectangle here on your page. That's all tinted green. Now, this doesn't have to be an exact match for that tarp, but it just needs to be pretty close. And then click OK. And then Control D does the deselect. And the last part for this video is the sponge and dodge tool. They are nested together. The dodge tool is the one that looks like a lollipop over here. We're going to start with the sponge tool. Up top, we need to click on this, make sure it says saturate, make my brush size a little bit smaller, and then I'm going to click in here, and I'm kind of holding down the mouse as I go over this, and it's adding a little brightness to this area. You want to be careful not to do it too much because it kind of starts to turn pink. And then the dodge tool, we want to change this to highlights, and we're going to click and do the highlights here on the side of the boat. Again, I don't see much of a change in that one, but just do it like once or twice. And at this point, we're halfway through. That is the end of video 1.